Good morning, all you beautiful people. I hope you're all well and safe. So I've just woken up to a really nice sunny day here today and looked outside my window in my back garden, and I've just seen some amazing, beautiful looking tulips that have started to bloom. So today's video is going to be no surprise. Let's get making those tulips. So today we don't need the pasta machine at all. We need a storage board, your frilling foam pad, a groovy board, some tulip cutters, 6 24 gauge white floral wires, 1 20 gauge floral wire, Dresden tool, a little mini knife tool, bowl tool and a gem veining tool, tulip veiners, some colours. Now I've got lime green here, white and primrose yellow, all by Sugar Flare. These are just some yellow peony stamens that I dusted in dark brown. If you find brown, then by all means get brown. I only had the yellow, so I just had to dust them. And some gum paste and your rolling pin. And your sugar glue. So to start off with, you just need a small piece of gum paste, about the size of a pea. Roll it up into a bowl and then into a little teardrop shape and just elongate it a little bit, like so. And then we want to get our 20 gauge wire, dip it in the glue and just insert it into the bottom. And then just roll it around in your palms just to secure the base of the bud into the wire, or even just do the tip of it with your fingertips just so it's secure. So you have a bulbous. And then with your knife tool, you're just going to create 3 indentations. Just like that. So you should end up with something like this. And then you want to leave that to fully dry before moving on. Once it's fully dried, you just want to get some pale kiwi colour. Or if you've got a darker green, then just add a little bit of white to it and make it lighter. And you want to dust it from the bottom of the bud all the way to the top. And then just add some yellow colour to it. And again, I had a darker yellow. You want a pale colour for the top, so I've just mixed some white into it. I'm just going to go over the top section with the yellow. And then you just want to put that to the side and work on your petals now. So for this, you only need 3 inner petals and 3 outer petals. So to make your petals, we need to get some flower paste. And as you can see, I'm going to make mine with a nice, bright, eye-catching yellow colour. And you just want to roll it, make it pliable, roll it into a sausage onto your groovy board. And you want the bottom part of the petal to be thicker than the top part. So flatten it out on your 3 grooves, and you only want 3 petals for the inside center. And then we're just gonna roll it out. So for any wide petals, any wide flowers you make, you want the base of the petals to be thicker than the top bits. Once you've done that, just want to move that out the way, peel it off your board, and you want to cut out 3 petals of the smallest tulip cutter, and then put them in your storage board. Or if they're a little bit tacky, you can leave them outside. So once you've cut out 3, just clean up the edges a tiny bit, and then get your sugar glue and insert your 20 gauge wire into the base of the petal. And I usually insert the wire only up to about halfway in, and then just secure that at the base. And you want to do the same for the rest. Take any extra glue off. And with a thicker base, you should be able to insert the wire very easily. And then once you've got all 3 in, you just want to put them on your veiner with the grooved side facing down, and you want to put it right at the top or whatever you prefer in the veiner, and put the second one on top and just apply pressure to get those really nice veins onto the petal. And then if you want to accentuate the veining on the petal, you just want to get your gem tool and just go over it ever so slightly. Be careful not to make the petal bigger. And then very carefully, you want to get your Dresden tool, the wider part of the Dresden tool, and just curl it in. Curl the top half of the petal in. And then with your small ball tool, you just want to frill the edges a tiny bit, just so they curl inwards even more. And then once you've done that, get a cocktail stick or something you could put underneath the petal, and just put it in the middle of the cocktail stick and just smooth the center, pinching it ever so slightly. So if you have to lift it up, just lift it up. And all we're doing is we're just smoothing it out and pinching it. And then all you're going to do is bend the wire and pop it in your apple tray to get that nice little cup shape. And when you do this, try not to touch the outside edges, or try to leave them as they are. And then you want to repeat the same thing with the other 2 petals, with 3 or as many petals as you want for the larger cutter, And you want to do exactly the same thing, and then you want to leave the petals to fully dry. So once you've got all your petals sorted, I'm just going to go ahead and pop them into my oven on the lowest temperature just to speed up the drying process, so I can come back and show you how to assemble the flower. If you would like to speed up your drying process, then by all means you are able to go ahead and put them in your oven, but on the lowest temperature for a few minutes only. And then once they come out of the oven and as they cool, they'll firm up quicker. So guys, once they are out of the oven, they should be quite dry now. Yep, fully dried. And what we're going to do is we're going to start laying them down flat on our surface. And I ended up doing 3 of the inner petals and 5 of the larger ones. And all we're going to do now is we're going to start assembling. So what you need now is some floral tape, green or white, whichever you prefer. And I'm just going to take some off and cut it in 2 pieces. Once you've got that cut, you want to get your bud and wrap the wire around the bottom bit of it, so where the icing ends at the bottom, and you just want to wrap it around just to secure it on the wire, secure the tape on the wire, and then just add your stamen at the same height as the center and wrap that round just as it is. Then keep going with that until you've added all 6 evenly spaced around the bud. And then you want to get the first of the smallest petal, just bend the wire ever so slightly and just place it at, so the bottom of the petal is going to go at the base of the bud. And you don't want these petals to be too open. So once you've got your first petal, just wrap that round as well. Just tie it together with the tape. And you want to put all 3 evenly spaced. So the next one, again, you don't want it to be too open. You want them to be really close together at this point. And you want the base of the petal to be at the base of the bud. Right there. And then tie that together. Oops. Again. And then with the third one, exactly the same. So just as it is really, just bend the wire a little bit, just so you can fit it in. And that way we can just place it next to it. And then just tie that together as well. And then if you want, you can bring the tape all the way down. Or you can just leave it at the top, because we're going to be wrapping another layer around it anyway. So, but that's completely up to you. So that's what we want for the first center. And then we're going to put the other 3 petals in the gaps between the first row. And then for our next row, I'm just going to add the petal, but I'm going to bring it down where the curve is. So the height is the same as it's a larger petal, and I'm just going to tie that there. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to put it at the same height and then just tie that there as well. And then the third petal is going to go over here. So that can go there. And then tie that there. until it's really secure. And then if you want, you can add the remaining petals in between the gaps too, to make them a double tulip. So I would just put them there. I would put one there and probably one next to it. Just wherever you feel like it, or you can just add an additional layer. But I will just put one there. And then I'll just put one next to it here. So this one is completely optional. If you want to add it, add it. If you don't, then just leave it out. And just tighten that to secure it all the way down to the bottom. But then at this stage, you can either open them up or just leave them as they are. And then if you want, you can go ahead and dust the flower as you may in whatever color you want, or you can just leave it as the one solid color. That's completely up to you. So that's our tulip all done. And this looks exactly like the tulip that's outside in my garden. It's absolutely beautiful. And you can either leave this in one solid color or you can go ahead and dust. That's completely up to you. And that brings us to the end of the video. I really hope you've enjoyed the tulip tutorial, guys. Do show your support and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to see more videos like this and you'd like to be updated when new videos go live. Then do show your support and subscribe. Do like and comment on the videos as well. And I'll be back next time with another new video tutorial. Take care of yourselves, stay home, stay safe. Thank you for watching and happy flower making.